Giving feedback is one of the most difficult tasks and something that often makes people uncomfortable. Yet, by paying attention to few core elements, even having difficult conversations may prove not so difficult after all. Likewise, giving positive feedback is sometimes seen as nothing more than a pat on the back, but we can put in effort to make positive feedback more beneficial as well. What makes for good feedback then? Let's start with the timing of feedback. While risking of stating the obvious, feedback should be given, and should be given in a timely manner, following as close as possible the event that drove it. Timeliness is important in both cases of negative and positive feedback. A negative feedback can help see where one did wrong, and for this reason should be given when the incident is still fresh. A positive one expresses appreciation and can boost a person's morale to receive it right after one did something good. Then we move on to consider two main aspects of the content of what you communicate. If you criticize someone else's behavior, make sure to tell them exactly what they did wrong or what exactly you found inappropriate, because in most cases, people are not aware of what and why they did wrong, or of how others may see their behavior. Similarly, when praising a behavior or a performance, tell specifically what you appreciated. Positive comments are rewarding, but if they are also specific, they can help people to repeat these positive actions and boost individual self-confidence.
Hey Anne, you did a great presentation today in the group meeting. Hey Anne, today in the group meeting I really liked how you kept eye contact with everyone. And the tone of voice, confident but not too high. I thought, this is a great example of public speaking.
You saw how a specific feedback looks like. Let's see the other content-related characteristics that a high-quality feedback should have. When giving feedback, focus on the exact actions that the person did well, or on the opposite, ineffectively, and not on the person's traits. Traits are ways of being, are part of the character and personality of each of us, and are not easy to change. Giving feedback about such structural characteristics or about the person as a whole will inevitably raise defensiveness, and the recipient will either argue that you have misunderstood them or simply turn a deaf ear to your comment.
Well, I saw you today being impatient with the clients. I guess you just can't help it when dealing with them because it comes up time and time again, together with your lack of empathy for others. You really need to work on these traits of yours. This morning when you were talking to the client who was angry at the reception, you did not give him time to express his concerns. Sometimes, clients just want to be heard out.
So, in addition to being specific, a good feedback is focused on behaviors rather than traits. Let's see what else is to be considered when giving feedback. If there is one single thing people react very badly and defensively to, it is to be put in a box, to be labeled and to hear that the other person, especially a superior at work, has made its mind about them. On the contrary, a feedback conversation is meant to open eyes on a different point of view, but also to be supportive and express the confidence that the recipient is able to change.
Hey Luke, I wanted to talk to you about what happened in the last meeting. You behaved very aggressively, you interrupted your colleague who was giving his point of view. And what's worse, you did it in front of everybody. You shouldn't have. Unfortunately, this is not the first time I've seen you like this, and I have to say, you're not there yet. I'm not seeing any improvement. Hey Luke, I wanted to talk to you about what happened in the last meeting. I noticed you interrupted your colleague who was giving his point of view. This could be detrimental to the group climate, especially when it happens in front of everybody, and to your relationship with him. It may create conflicts. While I think you mean well, you want to give your contribution to the team in an effort to be collaborative. You have it in you to behave differently in future occasions.
To summarize, when giving feedback, do it in a timely manner. Regarding its content, be specific, focus on behaviors and not the traits, and be developmental and not judgmental.